Radiant team pick.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ADL. It's season number 2. We are just entering week number 5 with our first series of the evening. It's Top 5 versus Shadows of the Past. Shadows of the Past recently getting into the TI4 qualifiers. Well, unfortunately, Revenge getting dropped out, but they will get a spot there, and I'm so excited to see them play. But right now, they have this 2-game series to go here in the ADL, season number 2. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. My name is Mott. With me, as always, Kyle the Guy. How you doing, sir?
Mott, doing great. Happy to be here. Just got off work, but I'm ready to cast some Dota. This is going to be a good one. Week number 5. How did we get this far so quick, Mott?
I don't know. It's like flown by, man. It's just been like a blur.
Reserve time.
This is going to be exciting, though. I'm eager. I was going to say that you can consider the ADL like the appetizer, but I can't even say that, because if we got the qualifiers for the International 4 coming up, and that's the appetizer to the entree that is the International 4, we're like the bread that comes out on the table first.
Yeah.
All right, the ADL, that's good bread. I'm talking like Red Robin, the buttered bread.
Yeah.
It's just so good. We're like that. This is quality American Dota. This is your glimpse into what is to come in the TI4 qualifiers, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I was going to say something like, well, like the breadsticks from Olive Garden, and then beyond the summit might be like the salad, I guess you could say. So you got that going for you. And then somebody orders an appetizer after that, and everyone's like, listen, that's a lot of food for us to handle right now.
Maybe we could split it, but I don't know about this one-on-one kind of a thing.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be a lot of Dota, guys. If you haven't been watching the past couple of weeks, well, you're certainly going to be watching. And I guess it's less than a week now, which is very exciting, I think, for all of these teams. And it's going to be crazy to watch. So we are going to jump into the draft here for the first game of the evening. And what do you know? A Centaur, a Sand King, a Batrider, and Mirana. Not a huge surprise, I guess, coming up for both sides. Nothing too crazy, but strong picks all around.
Yeah, you know, we're slowly starting to see a shift in the meta, and we're slowly fading away from the usual top main 3 ban. I mean, notice there has been nothing involving a Naga as of yet, so, you know, it's changing. Things are getting a little interesting, but one thing that hasn't changed since the start of 6.81 is that Mirana, or Milady, if you will, is just the queen of this patch right now. 168 games. She is 105 wins to 63 losses. That is a 62% win rate, and she seems to always get playtime. She is just not worthy of a first ban, but definitely worthy of the first pickup.
It's strange, and I like the pickup a lot, but at some point you've got to say, if you're Ice Frog, well, 60% win rate, that's pretty good over that amount of time and that amount of games played. You've got to wonder if there's something you need to change with the hero, but more often than not, it's just using Moonlight Shadow, or MLS as Greg calls it, and obviously hitting some nice arrows. You have early game damage and early game presence through your abilities, and then late game damage based on your right click. So it's kind of sort of that Luna school of your good early and your good late as well, but it provides a lot in terms of ganking. And well, I think it's a huge pickup for Shadows of the Past. For top 5, they'll go for the DK, which we've seen so often from Fly, but Korok as well for NA rejects, and it's a very strong mid-hero, one that's good at pushing down towers. They have a lot of initiation, a lot of tankiness. You look at a Centaur, Sand King, and DK. A bit greedy, but still a good draft to start things off with, I think.
Yeah, Dragon Knight's starting to come into his own, and a lot of these NA players are bringing him out, and I think he deserves the spot there in the mid lane, given he's going against a worthy opponent, if you will. We'll see. A lot of teams haven't gone for any sort of hardcore counters, like something like going straight for the OD to kind of counteract this Dragon Knight. So more often than not, he gets stuck going against a typical mid laner that we would see from time to time, whether... Well, I'm trying to think of it now in this particular matchup, as they've seemed to got rid of the Invoker already and the Ember Spirit, but regardless, Dragon Knight can go up against the best of them. He's got great armor and great regen to work with early, taking it up, and then eventually once he reaches his level 6, he can try to burst down that tower and bring in a lot of gold, and from there on out, he's worthy of getting a part of any sort of fight with the help of the lockdown in his Dragon Tail, and then just keep acquiring more and more towers, and eventually he'll just turn into a core in his own right.
Yeah, and there's not too many counters for the DK as well. He can, like you said, hold up with the best of them. I'm trying to think right now. You can maybe pick up a Viper against the Dragon Knight and be sort of okay. He can deal that damage early on. Obviously, the poison attack's very good, even against the Dragon Blood and how much armor he does have. So there are options for you to go against a DK here. But, well, Shadows of the Past, they'll pick up a CM. And more often than not, we've seen Chicken MC run the Mirana. We'll see if he goes for it mid this time around. The CM's good to kind of combo that up with. Obviously, the duration for level 1 Frostbite, not that long, so it's hard to hit that stun with the arrow into, of course, that Frostbite, but we'll see if they can maybe combo up with that. A hero that we don't see that often, but is still pretty strong with Crystal Nova. Freezing Field into a team fight is pretty strong as well, but you probably won't go for that early on. Good support, but now top 5, they've got to pick up some supports as well as maybe their safe lane farmer here. We know what Pat still likes to do. He likes to Rice for a long time. Even if he gets shut down early, there's options for him later on into the game with decent farm elsewhere, on an anti-mage or on a Spectre or what have you. Top 5 will pick up Alina, though, interestingly enough. Wow.
Another very attractive woman has entered the field. My goodness, Alina. A lot of people were talking about the start of this patch that we might see Lina played again. She's definitely got a few little buffs under her sleeve. She's got the increased range as well as something else. But Lina,
I apologize for cutting you off here, but I know because I was playing with Lina last night, and there was an Aghanim Scepter upgrade where Lina now, the Laguna Blade goes through Magic Immunity if you have Ags. So
That's right. Well, an Aghanim's pickup in this kind of a game, we'll have to see. I mean, I guess it's not given it could be a core yet, but more than likely it's going to be a support, more of an aggressive support, I imagine. To be honest, it's been a long time since I've seen more Lina play in more competitive style, so I'm really curious to see if this is going to be something new that Top 5 want to bring to the table. I'm very eager and I'm excited. It's a nice spicy pickup because early in this draft for both teams, they just were working on the foundation of the team. A lot of stuns, a lot of lockdowns, a lot of disables, and now we get to work into the good stuff. And then Shadows of the Past, they grab up the Life Stealer, which is a very nice counter towards said Lina.
Yeah, not only just Lina as well, but we've talked about it before. Against Centaur Warrunner, when you try to hoof stomp somebody and you rage up, you're feeling really good. That Centaur's just like, damn it, God, I just knew that was going to come and I couldn't get away from it. So Lifestealer will open wounds him and just try to take him down with his big right clicks, and just kind of assault him as quickly as possible. So Lifestealer is a very nice pickup here for Shadows of the Past. Risk is going to be playing it more likely than not, or one if you will. And he'll be able to get some decent farm and do just fine, I think. And we'll see if he goes for Phase Midas, if he tries to go for a sort of Phase Drum Rush into something else. They have some reserve time right now for their last ban here. They do not have an offlaner. Wait, yes, they do. They have a Bat Rider. What am I saying? They do have an offlaner. They don't have a... Well, I guess you could say Mirana might be a support, but it's more than likely going to be Chicken MC mid, so they need another support perhaps. Top 5, they need that farming hero. I really expect it to be something like an AM or a Spectre or something that's a bit more hard carry-ish than what Shadows of the Past may be used to.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, there's still some viable options there. They got like a Luna if they want to enhance a little bit extra, pushing oomph later into the game. And obviously she's just a great carry in her own right. But, I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, with the Lina pickup, anything can happen. So this is one of those games that gets a little less predictable. And, well, for Shadows of the Past, it's a Razor. All right, a Razor. Normally one of those heroes we'll see picked up as a direct counter to someone like an OD or like a Viper or something like that. But this makes things a little more interesting here because so far it could be a side lane Razor or maybe an aggressive tri-lane Razor.
Yeah, and that's something we don't see a whole lot of, but Razor's really good against the Lifestealer because guess what? That static link goes through the Rage and just saps him of all the damage, which means that this probably is going to be more likely than not an aggressive tri-lane Razor, like you mentioned. And it's going to be tough for Shadows of the Past now to stop that. They will have Frostbite to stop the impending static link of the Razor just running at you, essentially, but they'll need more than that. You could still turn it around, but Lifestealer, he doesn't want to lose all of that damage. It's sort of like Enfeeble with, of course, Bane on the sidelines for top 5, but that's not the case here. They'll pick up a Lich, which actually is going to maybe help them a bit. It's going to keep the lane in their favor. This is going to be more likely than not a support Lich, and it's an interesting pickup to be sure. I'm surprised that they go for it, actually.
I actually really like this pickup because you're already dealing with a little bit extra, with a little bit of push coming your way of the Dragonite stuff, and obviously now that Frost Armor working on the towers, it's very, very nice because we can see top 5 tend to get a little greedy when it gets around to those clutch, fights and tower pushes in the mid lane and stuff like that when they're all working together, and then you just are working a little harder than you like, and plus you're getting all of the debuffs coming out from the Frost Armor on the tower. And I mean, we'll see. And if Lich finds the right opportunity to throw out the R button, then that'd be great. But early in the game, where he shines best is his great lane control with the help of the sacrifice. And if they put him in the lane going against the try, it will deny a lot of farm going towards that Razor.
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually, I think, the biggest point, too. But Razor doesn't need all that much farm. You could argue maybe an SNY early on would be huge, but we'll see what item he wants to go for and how they're going to be effective. I feel like this has to be an aggro tri lane, though. That's the thing. Yeah. Maybe they don't run it now because there is that Lich, but I guess they don't really mind. They're going to send Pat Soul down there already, so here we go. Jumping into the first game of the evening for the ADL. A lot of American Dota happening this evening, and it should be pretty exciting stuff. So for top 5, Pat Soul, the moral leader and the farmer of course, top 5 is going to be playing that Razor. Whatever is going to be on the Lena. Shanks will be on the Sand King, so there's your aggro tri-lane coming out, which is interesting. Is Sand King in the aggro tri-lane won't be able to rotate to the jungle and kind of Sandstorm as easily, so expect that Blink Dagger to be maybe a bit late. We'll see how things go. Mid lane, we'll see Fly. He'll be on the Dragon Knight there with Breathe Fire early on. And then top lane, solo safe. That's going to be Respect My Authority. Will be on the Centaur Warrunner with those Chinese characters in his name.
And for Shadows of the Past on your Radiant side, starting at the top, we got running right back down the lane. It's going to be Lich. He's 4, also known as Last Hit Magic. Going to be supporting and hanging out with my lady, my love, Nayrock, a.k.a. One Piece Poop Squad. Yep, fantastic. That's my lady right there. Marana, going to be doing a bit of a throwback work in the off lane. In your mid lane, Mr. Chicken MC, hashtag Thug Life, a.k.a. I Win Tournaments, the big one. Mr. MC is going to be playing your mid lane Bat. This is something we haven't seen too much since TI3. And in your bottom lane, we got Joik, formerly of the Joikernauts, I believe. He's your Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden actually has surprisingly a very, very nice win rate. I was just looking over in 6.3. It's something like 66 or something like that. She's been really doing a lot of work lately in this patch as a support. And then finally, your core, it's going to be, what is it? 1. Oh, 1. Also known as what? Risk?
Yes.
I believe? Yes, Risk, playing your Lifestealer.
Well done. It's hard, and those numbers sometimes get me as well.
These aliases and these fancy hashtags and names, these kids just needing to express themselves. You know what I mean, Mont?
Yeah, like the One Piece Poop Squad FNS coming out for the Marana, but what's interesting
I Win Tournaments.
Yeah, I Win Tournaments. What's interesting to note is they're going to dual lane down bottom, and they actually don't have the Lich here. It's just a CM and a Lifestealer. Mid lane.
He's mid, though, yeah.
Yeah, he's helping out right now against Fly. He actually had a double damage rune picked up, and he'll probably sacrifice a bit more than leave. I don't expect him to stay here, but we've seen dual lanes before with mid Lich and just shutting down a DK, but he's already going to be maybe not doing that great of a time against a Bat Rider in the first place, so I don't know if he really needs to stay. Offlane Marana coming out for Nayrock, who should get okay farm here. He could do some decent damage to the Centaur, but with return, he's got to be careful. Hoof Stomp as well as Double Edge. Nayrock, if he gets caught out of position, will have to leap away instantaneously. Down bottom, I expect that means that Risk is not going to get like any CS at all. He's only got 1 last hit and 1 deny, and that's like the fact that he's got that is actually pretty outstanding. So
this is something we were expecting to see. Very aggressive, very hard. Immediately did a static link on the Lifestealer and shoot him out of the lane, just asserting their dominance right off the bat. Even look at the Sand King. Just get the hell out of here. You look for some farm, I'll stun you up. Don't even come close, buddy. So poor little Lifestealer here has nothing to work with. No CS whatsoever. And Razor's just having a free jolly time finding what he needs.
Yeah, and Pat Soul, well, something we talk about a lot is that he doesn't usually get this much farm early on, but when he does, he can certainly carry the game. He can find farm a bit later if he needs to, but now he's got pretty much this whole lane to farm, and even if they pull or whatever, it's not going to matter. They'll just contest that. But wrapping around, they know that Lich is here. They're going to send the courier a bit awkwardly, maybe through, I guess, the secret shop or even down to that bottom tier 2 tower. Yeah, they're going to make sure that this Lich is not looking for that courier kill. So, Last Hit Magic looking for something, not able to find it. And just nice scouting coming out from the side of top 5, or at least nice game awareness, I should say.
Yeah, Shadows of the Past with this Lich, they're trying to be aggressive in their own right, just putting a lot of harassment on the mid lane, since they know their bottom lane's having a lot of trouble. Now, touching base with the top, the Centaur doing the solo safe lane deal in the meantime here. He's doing pretty bad. He's doing pretty good. 9-0 going against this Marana, who's only 8-1. So Centaur is pretty confident right now. He's eating a lot of punishment, which, we would expect. A lot of right clicks coming out. But there's Lich stepping right in, throws out. They're going to commit to this one.
Oh, he missed the
Air
arrow.
will miss, unfortunately, but the TP to come. Are they going to get back and they take down my lady? But one last right click coming up from Lich. He gets redemption in the end. Throws out a Frost Blast. Oh, no. Walking back and forth. He's over. Maybe he's hoping that... what? What?
The creep.
What? No one wants to get him, and he has no mana for the stun. Walks his way right through the tower, and he will get away. Look at this. The balls stepping right back, but unbelievable. Oh, arrow.
Oh.
Sorry. We got to keep it here. He catches the arrow. Oh, he's going to leap in. He'll get it.
Oh,
Come on, baby.
Starstorm.
Oh, the Dance Storm. We missed a kill in the mid lane, but it's just been hard to keep our eyes off the top lane right now.
You got to be kidding me. That arrow and that Sandstorm. I guess if you're spamming that W button after you get that 5-second stun, oh, no. Last Hit Magic, get out of here, buddy. You do not need to be here. But yeah, that trade probably favored top 5 for a bit, and it still did, I think, even that they got the kill mid lane. But look at this, chasing right after 4. Double edge, the right click, the arrow does connect. Is it full duration? Not enough damage. He needed one more right click. The Frost Blast is going to fly. Respect, he's going to try to TP out. He should be just fine, I think. Yeah, he'll make it away in time. That was close.
Unbelievable. This Lich has gotten away both times by the hair of his chinny chin, if you will. Just somehow steps back and then still has the cojones to move back in and get off some proper nukes and tries to get something in their favor. But unbelievable play coming out from both sides. Just very elusive. Both teams in their own right.
Yeah, and
Dire's top tower is under
this is
attack.
like brinksmanship for this Lich right now. He's living on the edge, man. The danger zone, if you will. Kenny Loggins, obviously very proud of this Lich play right now, so absolutely good stuff there. Bat Rider with about almost 1,000 gold in the bank. He's got an end of his rune bottle up as well. We talked about him getting a kill on that mid lane, Fly getting brought down, and Fly's level 4 right now. Bat Rider level 6, so Chicken MC dominating this mid lane again, rotating through. Joik is ready to go. He's level 3. He's got a point in Arcane, point in Frostbite as well, and 1 point that he hasn't actually used up yet. He's not sure if he's going to go 2 points on Arcane, 1 point to the Crystal Nova, or even 2 points on the Frostbite, which is a little bit unorthodox. Still pretty decent, though, so we'll see what he does. There's the Crystal Nova. Will he rotate back? Will he get a kill here, potentially on DK? Fly is sitting very far back. He has a stick with 10 charges, so Chicken MC, he's got to be careful if he goes again. Free Fire is going to miss. And all the meanwhile, though, Pat Soul, we talk about it, man. He's getting free farm. 28 last hits at 5 minutes in. It's a very strong start for him.
We were talking about in the draft how DK he can hang with the best of them, but I think one person they weren't counting on is this Bat Rider, because he's just been typically placed in that off lane. But Bat Rider now making a reappearance in the mid lane makes things very, very hard for the DK. Pretty much any melee hero in a 1v1 matchup here. And Moonlight Shadow out. It looks like they might look to make something happen. Pings are out in the mid lane, but a nearby Sand King does wait, but both supports are going to be on. There goes the Nova. They slow him down with the initial Ice Blast. The Ice Friends just trying to take down the Sand King, but they can't do it. Quickly does a small Burrow Strike, but will get away.
Yeah, that's a nice Burrow Strike. He's got to use a little bit of mana for that, but yeah, that's fine. It saves his life. He might have gotten Frostbitten, but I don't think they would have been able to kill him, even if they did get the Frostbite off. There probably wasn't that much damage there. The right clicks for them are like a Lich and a Crystal Maiden Frostbite. Our right click isn't that great. Oh, Rage, TP away now coming out from the Lifestealer. Smart play, realizing he can't get that double damage rune. And, well, he would die if he took all that static link damage. That was Pat Soul draining it, so nice play coming out from him. Again, 34 last hits. He's doing just fine. Top lane, they're thinking about diving here if they can maybe hit an arrow, but it's going to be tough. Joy getting spotted out here. This range creep is like, no, I don't think you're not really fooling anybody, my friend.
Yep, but they're beginning to circle like vultures around this Centaur. Now, Centaur does not have ultimate as of yet, so it's going to be pretty hard for him to get out of here. I hope that some of the rest of his teammates will have TPs in their back pocket in case things get hairy here, because here goes CM making the run in, throws out the Nova, and another ice to follow. There's the arrow, there's the Starstorm, and just like a nice little dance routine. Oh no, Lita steps in and rips apart the Crystal Maiden. That range buff, ripping apart the Lich and taking him down. That went bad real quick, Mont.
Yeah, where did whatever come from, man? He just kind of sneaked in on the backside and said, hey, I'm here, by the way, in case you were wondering. Also, they got the kill on the Bat Rider mid. DD rune for Fly, plus the Sand King coming in the Elder Dragon form and the Dragon Tail being used to grab that kill, I'm sure. So Bat Rider getting caught out of position, and now top 5 are starting to, I guess, roll here a bit. As again, Patzel now getting not only free farm, but essentially free experience as well. Nobody's leeching it. He's just getting last hits right now as it stands. Again, Fly's going to put in some damage here on this tower. TP in from the Bat Rider right now. Maybe going to try to Firefly and look for a lasso. Decides against it. On the backside, Shanksy's been rotating around, getting a couple of kills here and there, but maybe now he'll start stacking the jungle and go for a couple of camps here and there. But a good start for top 5. I don't really see them kind of giving too much away here in the future, I suppose.
No, they should be fine. I mean, things can change a little bit as the Bat Rider picks up his Blink Dagger and builds onto that. Then they can look to try to get more going their way. But we were expecting a very aggressive early game to be coming out generally from top 5. And then in the mid game, maybe they can make something work with the help of the Centaur as well as the DK being level 6. So we'll see if they can kind of keep this momentum going for themselves. But the fact of the matter is that Risk has no farm, though, for his Lifestealer. The late game is looking pretty rough in the meantime.
Yeah, that's really, I mean, this is a rough start, and he might even have to go for like a Recovery Midas or something like that just to get himself going. He's got nothing, really. And the thing is, yes, this is a very good early game hero, but if he doesn't get at least like Phase Drum, he's not going to do anything. And Razor is a pretty much direct counter to him as well, so he's kind of having a rough time. They counterpicked him pretty hard, and he's pretty frustrated about it, I'm sure. But they've got to rely on this Bat Rider. Like you said, Blink Dagger is going to be online soon with about 400 gold to go. You look at the top lane, Nayrok is getting okay CS at 32 right now, but they're all kind of being dwarfed by this Razor down in the bottom lane who's sitting on 52 CS. So we'll see what comes of it here in the next coming minutes and how things go.
Shadows.
Oh, there's a Moonlight Shadow. If they lingered around too long, Lina would have caught out with the stun, but they saw it. It looks like they might be immediately pulling back, plus they got the Sentry, which is going to scout them out. It does expire right there, but they know something's going. They know something's fishy, so they're going to pull back and play it safe in the meantime.
Yeah, it's just really good game sense and positioning and knowing when things are happening. So top 5 will back away. They'll maybe look for a static link here. Mech is going to be the choice for Razor, no surprise there. We've seen this build a lot. It's a pretty strong one as well. Go back to like TI3 and Liquid were a big fan of the Razor going for a very early mech and just fighting as much as possible here. And because they have such a team fight heavy lineup, they absolutely can. Burrow Strike in onto the Lifestealer. He can rage away, but he's got Static Link on him right now, taking a lot of right-click damage. There's the Plasma Field. Oh, he's barely alive. The Laguna Blade right into the Lich's face. Boom. Roasted. Coming out for Lina. Easily done there.
Lich showed up for just a quick little feed right there. All it took was just 2 quick nukes, and he was taken care of. Lina, you can't kick her out. We haven't seen her in a long time, but this lady packs a punch with that ultimate. You can't count it out.
Yeah, absolutely not. And I mean, it's disgusting amount of damage early on against squishier supports like a Lich for example. So you think about maybe what Lina's going to go for next, and well, it's really just going to come down to experience and whatever. If he gets to that level 11, he'll be good. Top lane, Stampede going to go slow up into Nayrok right now. There's the stomp, the double edge, the right click as well. They get the kill. Now Dragon Tail coming into Joik, but well, the Centaur can't follow up. What about Fly? Will he dive this? It looks like no. His Elder Dragon form is done. He's still taking tower damage. He'll breathe fire up as well. Joik very low. The Bat Rider's going to come in and block his way for a second. They'll Firefly as well. Maybe looking for a Blink Lasso. There it goes. Fly being brought back right now. The damage is done, but he's got breathe fire to go as well. If the CM is still there, in fact, still is, but Fly gonna go down. The Dragon Tail is gonna hit up. It doesn't matter. Joy gets the kill. Down bottom. Rage is up now on 1. Not using that static link. It looks like it just went already for Pat Soul, but 1 was able to get away. That's Risk, by the way. They're diving behind this tower. Last hit magic on the Lich is here. He's got Chain Frost this time around, so he's got that going for him if he wants to try to fight this. Risk is gonna jump in. Open wounds. Another TP coming in. Chain Frost. It does fly, but the Burrow Strike cancels it immediately. Light Strike Ray, 1 already down. The second might fall. Arrow flying through. It looks like it hasn't hit. 1-for-1 trade so far. Now Risk getting caught out. Another Light Strike Ray. Well done from whatever. And the Static Link giving Pat Soul another 28 damage there. Nayrok, they throw the Sentry Ward down, I believe. I'm not sure. The Stomp came in on the backside looking for that Rider. They couldn't find him. The Plasma Field, they get the kill on Nayrok. Well played. Whatever. Double kill on this Lina. He's doing work. He's got an earn, and he's got 1,400 gold in the bank as well, so.
He's spending his mana very smartly. I was watching him like, he's got Laguna if he wants to use this bad boy, but he was conservative with it. Instead, he was using it for the Light Strike Array and a couple of Dragon Slaves to get out some extra bit of harassment and extra nuke damage, of course, even while in Viz, and just preserving the ultimate. I mean, it has a very short cooldown to work with, so you can freely use it once per fight. But nope, he did a really smart thing there, just kind of using the mana, not as selfishly, trying to get a quick kill for himself, but just dispersing him on the other 2 skills, and got a lot done there.
Look at his item choice, man. Look at what he just picked up. I'm feeling it.
It's going right for the dream, baby. I mean, when your Razor's going for mech, your support doesn't have to, so you can afford maybe to go with something a little more luxurious.
Blank stomp onto 2. What a stomp from Respect. 4 in some trouble. There's going to be the Stampede. 1 already down. Nayrok on the run. He's got no leap away. But look at the tower damage that Respect is taking. Light Strike Ray. There's the land. It's going to be a Laguna Blade as well. Chicken MC getting blown out. Absolutely. Now Razor static link at the backside. They will take down the Centaur, but Nayrok getting caught out. That's a double kill for Pat Soul with the right click at the Plasma Field. Excellently done. 3 dead immediately for Shadows of the Past. They're crumbling here to top 5's continued dominance here as we move forward into the 13-minute mark. And we might not be done yet. We'll see.
Top Five's draft has been just something of a spectacle to watch as well. Just the brilliant way they set things up, knowing to go with the aggressive tri-lane, just really making things terrible for the Lifestealer. And now this Lina, just this spicy little pickup, clearly doing a lot of work. I mean, I don't know if whatever's been kind of experimenting with the Lina, maybe in his pub games or making it work, but he seems to just know how to work the lady, and maybe just felt like this was the right time to let her shine. But it's doing a lot of work. 5-0 for her, and possibly looking to build into a relatively good timed Agnum Scepter for a support.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're talking about a support Lina who's in a trial lane that wasn't able to pull, that wasn't really able to do much. She rotated top. She got a couple kills there. And the thing is, Chief, you've got to think about the Centaur. His hoof stomp into a light strike array, very easy to land. So if you get two people right in the area of the hoof stomp, the light strike array should land as well on both of those heroes. The radius should be big enough for it. And that's a huge amount of damage coming through. It's a 280 damage at its max level against these squishy supports like we talked about, plus Dragon Slave, which is also 280 damage, and a Laguna Blade if you really want to. It's an easy kill. They're going to head top. They're going to find one. Risk. He's got Infest. He might need to use it here. He's going to rage away. There it goes. He might be able to jump into a creep right now. He's waiting around. The dust is going to go. They use the Moonlight Shadow. They're going to kill that creep. Light Strike array up. There's the Burrow Strike, the Dragon Slave. Oh, and the Laguna to finish it off. Whatever. That was a bit greedy. He wanted that for sure.
Rodney King, that was terrible. They just beat the ever-living shit out of him. It was it was a slaughter.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I agree, man. And just unfortunate for Risk. He can't find any farm. They'll throw up the Elder Dragon form. They're going to go for this tier 2 tower. I don't think that you can defend this if you're on the side of Shadows of the Past. You've got a blink, almost a 4-staff for Batrider, but you've got no other damage to come through. Risk isn't doing much. Narok is trying to farm something. It's a Bracer. He's going to go for a drum, it looks like, so he can't really see us. You look at the net worth chart, the Razor is really far ahead. Then DK's a little bit behind, but he's still a bit, like 1,000 ahead of the Batrider. And that's not really what you want at the top for the net worth chart for Shadows of the Past. Then they have everyone else blink forward. They're going to get this tower easily. Tier 2 gone, and top 5 continue to pretty much wreck this game, essentially.
Yeah, the path is clear, and all they have to do is walk down it and grab up that W. It's going to take a lot for Shadows of the Past to get back. I think just curveball draft coming out from top 5 was just really something that just didn't sit right with Shadows of the Past. I love their mid matchup, putting the Batrider against the Dragon Knight. Definitely allowed the Batrider to have a lot of control in the mid lane. But the fact of the matter is Dragon Knight's going to find his farm, and he'll still be a problem. All he has to do is just get level 6, and next thing you know, you're eating a lot of harassment, and he still has plenty of utility to work with, so it's not really something you're going to bring down too much. Now, everywhere else and all over the place, all your carries are getting nothing. You have nowhere to go into. Even Nayrok's trying to build, up and be a bit of a core for himself, but he's still got to get like what looks like drums and everything before he can even consider getting any sort of damage. The damage just won't be there. Pat Soul's going to bring all the damage they want for top 5 and just rip apart this team. But if Shadows of the Past can find some pickoffs, find those opportunities, maybe a throw here and there, they can definitely get this game back.
Yeah, absolutely. But look at how aggressive top 5 are playing. Maybe that's what's going to turn the tides for Shadows of the Past, like you were talking about, a bit of an over-aggressive play. But Fly is saving up a lot of money. 3,600 gold in the bank. Batrider blinks away. It looks like they have some sort of indication that Fly is sitting here on the high ground. And Pat Soul is really kind of just sitting around here as well. They're going to try to put some tower damage here for Pat Soul to go. Infest did go up right now. And this is what they need, an Axe Bomb. And a Chain Frost as well. I really don't like the Lich pickup right now, but well, I'll hold my judgment until perhaps this game is over. We'll see, though, as they're going to try to maybe jump in here. They see that Fly is around. They might try to jump on him. Batrider's going to Firefly on the backside. Everyone's backing off. The Moonlight Shadow's going to go. Pat Soul looks like he might have seen that. They had the war on the high ground. Blink, Lasso, Fly getting caught out. Burrow Strike immediately. Infest out. Nice Sandstorm. Arrow hits up. Shanks maybe in trouble. Do they have vision? Big Stomp going in. There's the double edge. Now Chain Frost hitting up a Fly. 3 down. This is the fight they needed. Freezing Field on the backside. Pat Soul, Razor, static linking. Can he take down this entire team? He has 112 damage. You've got to be careful. He'll pop up the Eye of the Storm on the backside coming in. There's whatever. The Laguna Blade, the Rage. Not enough coming out for Risk there. What else? Pat Soul getting kind of low. 4 sticking napalm strikes. Joy getting caught out as well. A double kill for Pat Soul. They will clean him up in the end. But now they've got to deal with this Lina who's attacking pretty fast with the fiery soul stacks here. They'll back off. They don't want to go any further. Dragon Slave just clipping on the Lich there. He'll sacrifice and run away. The Urn charge is going to be up. Maybe TP away now from Last Hit Magic. Will he make it out in time? That Urn ticking down. Is it lethal damage is the question. I'm not sure, but it's not enough anyway. So they will survive a 4-for-2 exchange. That's exactly what Shadows needed.
Yeah, I mean, is it? I mean, luckily, they might be almost broke even with that one. I don't even know. It's not like Dragon Knight was taken down. Or was he taken down?
Yeah,
I don't think he was
they
even...
got TK.
They did take him down. Okay.
I think.
Lifestealer still ends up falling, which is kind of your dark horse hope for Shadows of the Past, unless you're putting all your chips into the Nayrok basket, I guess you could say. But I don't know. It was a pretty good start. Great pickoff. Everything was going their way, but they had to work so hard to just take down the Razor. And even the Lina, when the Lina got involved, which was a little late to it, you know, she even cleaned house a little bit herself. So it was definitely nice. It adds probably a little bit morale to the side, showing that we can do this. We can find the pickoffs. We can definitely take a couple down and just try to get the momentum. If they find it again, maybe sneak in, grab a Roche Roche for themselves. Then they can get it going. I mean, who knows? Top 5, though, they can't let something like that happen again. They can't let these little slip-ups. They got to just hold the control and just finally find the right opportunity to maybe formulate a good push, probably coming after a sneak into the Roshan pit, I would imagine.
Yeah, and they have the ability to take these team fights now. Top 5 are, I mean, maybe just a bit of a flub there. The Chain Frost hit up, but it really didn't bounce that often. It was a good Blink Lasso and Fest out. The Stomp really didn't do much damage. Centaur kind of didn't get off all of his abilities that he might have wanted to, and things just didn't look very, very great there. So getting caught out, and they did go down, and, well, everybody but the Lina died, and that means that she's that much closer to her Aghanim Scepter. In fact, 400 gold away, and then she'll have it, which is pretty disgusting. Speaking of Ags, guess who has one already? It's the Razor. So lightning strikes on the tower is going to be really nice to have. And what else? I'm pretty sure... Okay.
What do you think? From this point, do we move on to the refresher and just really have a good time on this Razor?
I don't know if you need it, but I mean, yeah, it's certainly a good ability, or excuse me, item coming out for the Razor. But you could also go for like something like an SMY if you want a bit more right click. But either way is fine. I don't know. Blink, Lasso, Centaur getting caught out, Burrow Strike missing onto both. Flame Break's gonna fly and get the kill. Moonlight Shadow, Shanks is gonna Sandstorm and just join any sort of aggression there. Fly's going to come in. He's got Elder Dragon Form and a BKB. Do they want to fight this? I don't think they should. Blinking away is, well, risk as well as Chicken MC. They're going to back off right now. They don't want to have to deal with anything, essentially. And they'll make their way back to their own tier 2 tower. A nice pick off with the Centaur. That'll certainly help. But Pat Soul counter warding here is Shanks. He's got the Gem of Truth set up so they can get some decent vision and go from there. And, well, now we're into 19 minutes. And you still look at the net worth chart, man. I'm like, look at where Pat Soul's situated here. It's pretty high up, man.
He's sitting at the top. Start at the bottom, but now we're here. Near a tier 10k of net worth. The next best is the Bat Rider for Shadows of the Past, 6.5k. So, I mean, he's happy to get that pick off. They're happy to get that pick off. They don't get a tower out of it, which is something I'm sure they would wanted, but they're not going to have it just yet. They need a lot more going for themselves. But Lina has got the Aghanims complete, so things are going to get extra spicy now, as this lovely lady is going to be packing a big punch with her R click, even on a raged up Lifestealer. It's going to get ugly.
That's 600 damage too. That's nothing to scoff at. Like if we look at some of the HP pools, that's essentially one hit on a CM. Like if they do one right click to her, she's pretty much dead.
How come she didn't level it to 2?
That's a good question. Actually, I'm not sure. She wanted 2 points of Fiery Soul. I'm not 100% sure why either. I don't think there's any reason not to level it up. Maybe the mana cost. I think she might be thinking
maybe
about.
Maybe it was on cooldown and it was like a misclick and just figured to go from Fiery Soul. Who knows? But she's about to get 12. I'd imagine she leveled up at that point, and then you're talking, 925, a punch to the groin, if you will, into some of these characters.
I mean, it'll kill pretty much anybody. I mean, assuming they've been in a bit of a skirmish. Like, well, I guess you could say that Mirana and the Lifestealer both have enough HP to survive that kind of burst damage. The same with the Bat Rider, but CM and Lich certainly do not. They will die instantaneously from that. They will get one shot, and that's something I'm excited to see. I'm sure Shadows of the Past are not, but they've got to know it's coming now. They probably clicked on Lina multiple times and be like, yeah, she's got 2 components, and who knows how much money she has. She survived in that last fight. So Roshan will probably provide her with level 2 Laguna Blade, assuming she clicks it up there like you talked about. It should have been a misclick. I mean, even, like, she's got a decent enough mana pool where 425 or 420 should not matter that much. Because sometimes you see, like, Tinkers not level up their second point into rearm or the third point just because of the mana cost, but
yeah,
I don't think that's the case here.
No, maybe she just figured she could use the extra Fiery Soul for a little bit of farm and just communicate it. We will engage at 12 when I have my level 2 ultimate. I'll have my Aghanims by that point. We'll be ready to go. And even if she doesn't instantly kill one of these big cores, she will hinder them pretty dramatically where they probably wouldn't be able to engage in the fight any further. So she could just spaz throw it out just to get Mirana out of the mix. And I don't think they have a mechanism yet Nope, not completed yet. So after they take that big hit, they don't have much heal to help it out.
Yeah, it's going to be really important that Last Hit Magic gets that. He's about 400 gold or so away, and that'll be a really nice pickup once they can get there, and a Tier 1 tower will provide a bit of a boon in that regard, but they'll lose a Tier 2 bottom if they continue on this path. And as we talked about, whatever actually did level that up to level 2 Laguna Blade, so no surprise there. They'll trade Tier 1 for Tier 2. Fly has a BKB and 1,700 gold in the bank. He was saving up for a full BKB at one point. He had like 3,700 gold, and he just bought it outright, essentially. Speaking of BKB, Nayrok picks one up here after he kills that top Tier 1 tower. They'll Firefly here on the backside. Nayrok will TP away, and they'll go ahead and try to defend at base, but now they've got to do it with an Aegis. There's going to be the Eye of the Storm going, and guess what? That tower should fall pretty quickly. They'll use the glyph right now. The Ice Armor is going to come through. I'm not sure if that was on the tower or not. It looks like it was just on some heroes.
Nope. He needs to put it on that tower.
Look at the damage, though. Infest, Snake's Bomb's ready to go. Patzel's backing off and going to get forced away. They'll back off, they'll mech up, and now they're going to go again. Here we go. Eye of the Storm's still up. About to go down in just a couple of moments, but this Tier 3 tower might take a fall. Will they back off or will they engage? I'm not sure. Top 5, they're not really committing to anything just yet. Fly, his Elder Dragon form is down, and now they probably back off here. I don't expect them to go for at least another 52 seconds.
They know. They don't see the Life Stealer. It's probably bombed up inside the bat. They're waiting for the right opportunity to catch one off and pull them right back into it. And then we're going to see a lot of shit probably go down. Nayrok will probably pop up his ultimate, try to make things a little more confusing. Even though if he has a BKB, if Lena does decide to spaz out her Laguna Blade on Nayrok, Nayrok will be down a lot of life. So there's an arrow to fly. Potentially could catch. Nope. Instead, just scout it out, and I guess we'll just kind of... I was going to see... Nope, they're going to fly out. They could have continued a slow siege, but nothing's really coming out of it, so just go back and go for farm.
And maybe they'll think about getting 1 or 2 more items before they decide to really push in. I think probably 1 more item, and they wanted to make sure that top was pushed out. They didn't want to have any sort of shenanigans where that top tower is taken while they're trying to siege that bottom Tier 3. But Fly will defend, and that means everyone has to back off. I think the one thing that is certain is that top 5 will try to press their advantage again with that Aegis before they, well, I guess, as I say that, Patzel's going to get caught out. Blasted up, Starstorm, Laguna Blade going to hit on Risk. Now the mech is going to go through. That's the Aegis going, the Stampede as well. BKBs are popped, Freezing Field going, missing out pretty much everybody. Pat Soul now is going to try to fight this, but look at the damage that he's taking. Light Strike Ray is going to hit on Joink. There's the Chain Frost, is going to bounce once, maybe twice, yes, maybe 3 times. No, what a 4-step, why? Oh god, but here we go. Fly, BKB'd up, Centaur getting low, Light Strike Array. It's going to hit on Nayrok. He's going to try to back away, leap onto the high ground. Flame Break's going to go. Looks like Last Hit Magic will fall here to the Dragon Knight. The right clicks are going to fly. Arrow going to fly through, going to sail and miss. A 2-for-1 trade in the end. Interesting trade. They really wanted to get that Razor, and they did, but I'm pretty sure top 5 came out on top there.
Nice leap away from Nayrok. He was taken down to nearly 5 life after the little bit of burn damage coming out and just got away. TP'd back home, now safe and sound, but top 5, it's not enough for them to be able to make a push down and try to take a set of racks just yet, but I think Shaz of Pass found a good window of time to try to make something happen. They saw that the whole top 5 team had dispersed and congregated both to the top and elsewhere to kind of farm up a bit, and they felt they would have the advantage in numbers at that point to make the jump in mid, but still a lot of towers still up for top 5. They can make quick rotations to get a part of those fights. Shout out to the past, man. They need to get some of these tier 1 towers taken down.
Yeah, they really do. They only got 1 of that top lane, and that's a lot of gold saved up for them that they could be getting and kind of just putting into their own bank account. So Lifestealer has done okay. Risk has gotten some decent CS since, I guess, his rough start. He's 87 last hits right now. He's certainly behind that of Razor, but he's going for a Basher next. He's got a Javelin here. I'd imagine would be a Basher anyway, and not a surprise, really. He's getting kind of close to it as well. So with Risk getting that item, that's going to provide a bit of damage and some lockdown as well. But here we go. Centaur's running at him, essentially. He'll back away. Really doesn't want to have to deal with that, even though it's only the Centaur, and he's pretty good up against that hero. He can just rage immediately, assuming there's a blink on top of him. But yep, he finished up the recipe of the Basher. Just needs, I believe, the Belt of Strength is the other item, and he'll be good to go, I suppose.
Yep, we'll see. Intriguing pickup for Staff. I didn't notice when the Centaur Warrunner grabbed that for himself, so a lot of mobility for him. Not an item I usually see. I think usually for most, the Blink Dagger is enough, and you kind of build into more tank from there, but a 4-staff grab. Did you have any thoughts on this for a Centaur Warrunner?
We've seen it a bit recently. I think it's really good for mobility against a team that has a Bat Rider or whoever, but Stampede's going to go, and they were going to try to catch out Fly in that top lane, but he will just go ahead and TP away. That TP animation is actually sick for a DK. He just, like, he puts his sword down and he kneels. It's like, really cool. I love that. It's the small things, man.
The little extra thing Valve likes to throw in there.
Yeah.
You see it from time to time. It's nice. It's nice. Big push bottom lane, though. It's time. I think top 5, they've thrown on their suits, and they're thinking this is going to be a nice, formal push here down the bottom lane. And let's see. There's a fair amount of high ground defense coming out from Shadows of the Past. I mean, do you think they'll be able to withstand a push coming their way, or is this going to be more slow siege, Patzel popping off his R button and just finally taking down that tier 3?
Yeah, I think as soon as he throws up the Eye of the Storm, it's probably going to be that tier 3 tower set. They probably have Glyph, but yeah, it just came back up here. But yeah, he'll hit the R button, and Fly will be able to go with his Zelda Dragon Form as well. They'll take the tier 3, and they'll fort it first, but it's at 51 HP, and one more like run up to the high ground, and Eye of the Storm will do the job there. Arrow's going to sail through. It does not connect as everyone just splits apart. Very close. They'll deny the tower, so that gold not going to go the way of top 5. Now they've got to make a choice. Do we go for the racks? They'll put some damage here already coming in. Crystal Nova's going to fly through. There is a lot of base defense coming out from Shadows of the Past, so they might withstand this pressure. They're making room for Risk top. He might have to TP at some point here once the fight breaks out, but Arrow again flying and missing. They're still slow sieging this. The Elder Dragon form, the duration's starting to run low. And I got to give props to the rest of Shadows of the Past. They're not really bending or breaking here in the face of this push.
I really like what they're doing. They quickly throw down the sentry to prevent top 5 from throwing down the obs and having high vision. But they make them move in. They're trying to jump. Oh, they quickly ripped apart Chicken FC before he had the chance. Buyback to come out on his side. Centaur War Runner eating a lot of damage. Lockdown. The CM now with the freezing field enough to take him out. 1-for-1 trade, but Bat Rider's already back, baby. Jumping right in and might fall again. He will. Unfortunately, the dieback coming out. Congratulations, Knowledge Junkie, by the way. But now they're looking to take the center racks. Arrow will catch on DK, but is very close. Very small stun. Speaking of stuns, Burrow Strike to fly out on Joik, and he will fall. One support down here. Only 3 still stand to defend this racks, and it looks like top 5 might be able to grab it out. As Heart of the Storm is already going off once again, but the creeps are still standing and making it a little tricky.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. The range rack's about to fall here, and they have no way to really defend it. Risk has no damage. Nayrok is Arrow, and that's about it. And they really cannot fight into Eye of the Storm. And you can see Risk taking that damage already. The right clicks are going through. They'll mech up the static link a little too far away. The Rax is gone in top 5. And they lost 1 or 2 heroes there, but it really didn't matter. The dieback, as you mentioned, from Chicken MC, that's brutal. Now they'll work on the top tower. That's tier 2 getting pushed in a bit, and well, it looks like Respect will push that out. But mission accomplished for top 5. Objective taken. Objective gaming now has been, I guess, the goal of top 5 for the past couple of minutes, and it's gone. So there it is. And they'll probably wait for the next Roshan, which is respawning in 2 minutes' time. When that happens, they could absolutely go for another Rax here, but there's still nothing that Shadows of the Past can do, especially with those BKBs online. You saw the Chain Frost go, and he's just like, oh, shit, they have BKBs now. Well, I don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah, this is the pinnacle point for top 5 right now. All they have to do is just kind of stick to the game plan, get the Rosh when it pops up, and slow siege and take out the next lane, and then the lane after. If you happen to wipe out the team, then you can consider maybe going right for the jugular and taking out the base immediately. But Shadows of the Past, they need to pull out a wild card strat. They need to do something that just really catches top 5 out of position. Maybe a smoke, get into the jungle, try to catch someone out. They're already migrating up and away from the base, so this is a good start for them, but they need to get something going their way. It might be almost time for all or nothing.
I'd agree with you. I think that Shadows of the Past have to do something drastic here. I'm not sure what that is. They don't really have the gold to kind of go for a crazy item decision here. They don't really have... I mean, you could smoke gank, but you might just be walking into death because if Pat Soul doesn't get brought down first, he'll press his R button, he'll press the mech, and then he'll press his BKB and go to town. And with level 3 Eye of the Storm, that's a lot of damage to deal with. So Fly as well, he's got a BKB. Now he's got an Assault Cuirass. Armor reduction is going to be the name of the game. There is a Blink Dagger now up in the Lena, so she'll be blanking and light striking arraying. Not only, but she's also got the Laguna Blade as well. We have yet to see Shanks throw up an Epicenter as well, which is crazy to think about. One Epi could really absolutely decimate that of Shadows of the Past, so there is not a lot for them to be doing here in this game. And Shadows of the Past, they're going to have a tough time defending once again.
Yep. Next lane on the list for top 5 is going to be this mid pesky tier 3 tower, and with the help of Eye in the Storm and a dragon form, should be no problem. He hasn't even had level 3 Dragon form yet. That's when things really start to get ugly. But for now, quickly clear out the wave here. Nayrock, the back's going to make the jump in. He's going to go right for Pat's soul, but he's going to get caught out immediately and ripped apart. Laguna will take him down. Eye of the Storm to fly. The BKB is all out right now, but they're going to look to clear house. Lifestealer very low, has to waddle his way all the way back to the base, and they're also going to be able to catch out what looks like Nayrock here. Desperate leap? Nope, nothing. See you later. That's going to be a good game as Shadows of the Past will fall, and if top 5 want, they can take apart the second set of racks now. Well, see you later, CM. No way for you to get back. Nice quick buyback, though, and a bit of small redemption there, but it's cute, but your base is gone.
That was a really nice 4-staff double edge coming out for the Centaur, and they're not done yet. They're going to find Drake just running up, getting Dragon Tail. That's just fodder for top 5 at this point. More gold for Pat Soul to get as he picks up the Gale, and, well, now they're going to rotate top, and it's going to be Mega Creeps. Shadows to pass. The GG, it's going to come out right now. Top 5, well, a strong win from them. They're doing really well here in the ADL season number 2. They came in, they replaced THD, and they've had a couple losses here and there. But for the most part, they've played outstanding Dota in the past couple of weeks.
I mean, I hate to sound biased, but I welcome them to the ADL. They've been putting on tremendous Dota play, and it's been so great to watch. I'm also happy that they're a part of the qualifier as well, and they put on a great showing there. Their draft was just really intriguing. I think it really just kind of put Shadows of the Past off a bit right there, and I think they're going to come back very determined in game number 2 of this 2-game series.
Yeah, absolutely. And Shadows of the Past, they're sitting on 6-5 right now. They still have a shot at the playoffs here. They need to get a victory, though. Top 5, they're 8-4. They are second only behind Sneak and X Assassins, and
That's
guess
amazing.
What? They are 11-0. Sna are unbeaten. So top 5, they were sitting at like 1-2 or 1-3 or something.
Yeah, it was like,
in.
I want to say it was like 1-4. It was like last. They were near last when they had to pick up where the houses down left off, and they've just been winning ever since, and now they are second place above the North American rejects as well. Props to them.
Yeah, I gotta give them props as well, and they're looking real strong here, and going into the qualifiers, that's absolutely what you want, so we'll see if they can continue their dominance and maybe get another victory here, which would be a couple in a row, I believe, coming up for top 5. But we will take a quick break, guys. Make sure you follow us here at twitch.tv/American Dota League and twitter.com/American Dota. We'll be right back, guys. Stick around.